Hi, could you start by telling us a bit about yourself and your role in your institution and in INGENIUM?
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Gabriella Mincione and I represent the University Gabriele D'Annunzio of Chieti Pescara in Italy. Within our institution, I work closely with the Teaching and Learning Center, focusing specifically on innovative teaching strategies and quality assurance in education. As part of the INGENIUM European University Alliance, my role is to help bridge the gap between institutional standards and the actual day-to-day experience of teaching and learning, fostering a truly collaborative European educational space.
What did you focus on in your session at the Staff Academy?
During my session at the Staff Academy in Sofia, I focused on a topic that is deeply human yet highly strategic: the quality of the educational relationship, and specifically I introduced a project and a methodology we developed called Il Piccolo Ascolto, which translates to the little listening. It's an innovative, itinerant approach to university evaluation that shifts the focus from purely bureaucratic metrics to real-time, meaningful dialogue between teachers and students.
Why is this topic something educators should really care about right now?
That's a good question. Educators need to care about this right now because higher education is undergoing a massive shift. We are moving away from traditional teacher-centric models toward student-centered learning. At the same time, universities are facing a managerial turn with a heavy focus on performance and efficiency. If we are not careful, we risk reducing education to a cold, transactional exchange of content. Educators must care because cultivating a strong educational relationship is the only way to ensure that quality assurance actually translates into real learning success.
What were the key ideas or takeaways you shared?
The core takeaway is that the educational gap between professors and students is not just about content or grades, it's relational. To bridge this gap, we shared a model built on 3 pillars: the Deming cycle for continuous improvement, Kolb's experiential learning, and Big's constructive alignment. But the most practical takeaway was showing how Il Piccolo Ascolto works as a digital pedagogical bridge, allowing teachers to collect micro-feedback during the semester rather than waiting for final evaluations when it's already too late to help the current class.
Was there anything that surprised you during the discussions with participants?
What surprised me most and honestly deeply encouraged me was how universal this challenge is. Regardless of the country, culture, or discipline, academic staff from across the INGENIUM network share the exact same feeling, a desire to connect more deeply with their students, combined with the fear of the growing emotional and administrative distance in modern universities. The overwhelming agreement on the need for systemic listening tools was powerful.
Thinking about impact, can you give an example of something that has already changed or could realistically change because of this work?
Where this has been implemented, we have seen an immediate drop in the relational distance. For instance, a professor might realize 3 weeks into a course that a specific concept completely missed the mark. Instead of find out via low exam scores month later, they adjust their teaching method the very next week. For students, it completely changes their psychology. They transform from passive consumers of lectures into active protagonists of their own education because they know their voice has an immediate impact.
What kind of difference do you think this could make for teaching or even for students' learning?
I firmly believe this is a transformative shift. A small improvement would be just modifying a syllabus or changing a slide layout. This approach, however, reframes the entire purpose of evaluation. It turns assessment from a final punitive verdict into an ongoing collaborative dialogue. It changed the classroom culture from the teacher talks and the student listens to we listen to each other to learn better. That is a profound cultural shift.
Would you say this is more of a small improvement or something that could really transform how we teach and learn? Why?
For these ideas to fully take root, we need to continue shifting institutional mindsets. We need to officially recognize that time spent on relational listening and pedagogical self-evaluation is just as valuable as research output. It requires ongoing institutional backing from our teaching and learning centers to provide faculty with the digital tools, like our platform, and the training to interpret and act on microfeedback without feeling overwhelmed.
And what would need to happen at your institution for these ideas to really take hold? Okay.
We can measure success in two ways. Quantitatively, we can track the adoption rate of the platform among faculty and student responses rates, as well as looking at improvements in final pass rates and traditional ex-post evaluations. Qualitatively, and perhaps more importantly, success will be measured by a shift in climate. When focus groups show that students feel more valued and professor report feeling more connected and less isolated in their teaching practices.
Do you see potential to share or scale this idea across other INGENIUM universities?
Absolutely. The potential within INGENIUM is massive because we are an alliance built on shared values of innovation and excellence. Il Piccolo Ascolto could easily be adapted as a cross-institutional tool. To move forward, we need collaborative working groups, joint pilots where different universities test the platform across various disciplines. Sharing these case studies and co-designing a multilingual version of the tool would be an incredible next step for the Alliance.
What kind of collaboration would help move things forward? That's 11 question.
I don't have. Oh my goodness. 11? Yes. I just told this.
Okay. Finally, how would you know this has happened successfully? How could we actually measure the impact?
I just read.
12. This is 12?
Yes. Something was wrong. Because I found a different question.
Okay, this is not problem. They will edit.
Arrange. Okay.
They will edit.
Okay. Thank you.
The colleagues will edit.
Okay.
And do you have this question 13? And to wrap up,
Yes, what's one key message?
Yes.
Yes.
And to wrap up, what's one key message you'd like to share with colleagues who weren't able to attend?
If I could leave my colleagues with just one message, it would be a quote we shared in Sofia from William Butler Yeats. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. In our busy academic lives, filled with metrics and administration, let's not forget the match that lights that fire, the educational relationship. Start small. Listen to your students in itinerary, and let's transform our classroom together. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much.